somebody like, oh, who's the giant blubber creature? Michael Moore. I was having a Freudian block there. Somebody like the self-propelled blubber butt, who has got hundreds of millions of dollars, is a lying scumbag, hypocrite, globalist, and knows exactly what he's doing. I'm going to call him out on the other side and break down what's really happening in Wisconsin. You know, it turns out Blubber Blub has, and I remember this in the news years ago, but I looked up this morning and there it was. Blubber Blub has made his films in different states where he can avoid the union rates. Blubber Boy, and I'm not making fun of his obeseness. I'm a little overweight. I'm making fun of his psychic obeseness, his hypocrisy. This guy came out, owned massive amounts of stock in Halliburton and defense contractors, knowingly ahead of the Iraq war, while he was bad-mouthing them. Folks, you know how, I know what to invest in. Prison companies, bioengineering, police state. I don't invest in it because I'm not a hypocritical bloodsucker. Anyways, we're going to come back and break down what's really happening with all of this straight ahead. Then it goes into the energy. Now, I watched his whole 30-something minute speech. It's up on prisonplanet.com and Infowars.com. And did Michael Moore, the guy who makes money off Halliburton and big defense contractors consciously while bad-mouthing wars, the guy who tries to do his films in areas where he can get around unions, the guy that goes along with the official story of 9/11, the guy that tried to have his bodyguards basically rough me up so I couldn't ask him questions, a hypocrite who made his whole life about going up and confronting media people and government people and putting them down if their bodyguards even touched him while his bodyguards were ramming their arms into my stomach. You know what I did? I just punched him right back. It's on video. Oh, you think you're a big tough guy, buddy? You just rammed into me? Ah, how do you like that? Now hit me in the face and see what happens, punk. I'm sorry. The point is that guy is a hypocrite. He's a big fat bully, and I'm sick of him. He's out there like a Pied Piper manipulating all those well-meaning union people. Those low-level union people have their dues stolen by the corrupt fat cat unions that are out there beating up Tea Partiers everywhere. And the Tea Partiers are being conned as well. But it's very simple. Michael Moore goes, there's 400 people who have more wealth than half the population of America. And that's true. That's a true number. And almost all of them are hedge fund managers, people that created trillions of dollars apiece in fake baloney and then made the money off the top of it. I mean, I've seen hedge fund managers who are making $6, $7, $8, $9 billion a year. They set Greece up, not even owning the money to them, getting them to buy into derivatives, where it's like, oh, you owe me $6 billion at one hedge fund manager. I want this island. And they're like, okay, here's the island. He writes off the debt. Whoa, whoa. But you don't say you're going after them because of the free market is bad. It's not the free market to have banker insiders buying off the government and having them set up insider sweetheart deals where you get to create all this counterfeit money and then not get in trouble for it, instead get more power. So see, he's there saying the wealth of these 400 people is a national resource, and that you don't own that money. That's not your money. Folks, here's the issue. Those crowds don't understand that those 400 people, some of them actually made it through owning restaurant chains or car dealerships or sports teams. But of the 400, and if you look at the list of the top cream, it's mainly bankers engaged in fraud, not your corner bank, the big mega banks. And most of it's offshore to begin with. They're not going to have any of their wealth taken. They are going to use that big horde of half the population either on welfare or working for a union, or the defense contractors that are there fighting with them, talking about how they're on welfare. You're on warfare that Eisenhower talked about. I mean, get real. More than half the world's defense budgets is the U.S. All the other countries can't even add up. So you got to love the irony of that. The guy they're saying doesn't have a right to protest. The guy, the guy they tell, hey, I have a right to your money. You don't have a right to your money. He's a defense contractor. And I'm not saying you're inherently evil if you're an engineer and that's what you do. That's the only job anyways for you. The point is, buddy, you're living off my tax money too, and I'm sick of it. I'm sick of all of you. Now, the banksters are getting upwards of 80% of all the money. The welfare moms, the union people, they're getting around 20% of it. My point is, you're rearranging chairs on the Titanic deck, having all of us fight with each other out there, and there's the globalist move, having their Judas goat, their deceiver, up there with stuff written at a third-grade level, talking to them about, it's not their money, it's your money. Yay! Because it's not going to be the 400 people who have as much wealth as 50% of the country. It's going to be those 400 people robbing the other 49.9%. See, he didn't say those 400 have more than all the country. He said 50%. Yeah, 50% who on average are making about $30,000 a year less. No. The target is the people making $100,000, $300,000, $1 million a year. They got the boat slips. They go to your restaurants. They buy the clothes. They make the economy go, folks. And the globalists are targeting them because once they knock them out, it's over. And the middle class is disappearing right now. That's the fat buffalo that the general public feeds off of. The fat buffalo is dying. The globalists are just cutting out their tongues. That's all they're doing for buffalo tongue sandwich. They're wiping them out right now. Just like the globalists wiped out the buffalo to make the Plains Indians die. Scorched earth policy, the globalists are wiping out the middle class. They always do it. It's in their handbooks. I want to play this quick clip. Here is, and it's up on InfoWars if you want to see the full thing, of the union people with their big union signs saying, you don't have a right to your own money. I mean, this is incredible that this type of stuff is going on. Here it is.
And bring you to my side. There's a difference. I'm not trying to beat you up. I'm not trying to just show you that I hate you and that I'm just an arrogant bastard.
Well, I don't hate you, and I'm not beating you up right now, as everybody can.
Actually, your only stated goal is that I go away.
No, I want you to go away from these people who have rights.
I did too.
And what I'm saying is that their rights are infringing on my rights, and I'd like them to stop that.
What's your right?
Every dollar that I have to pay in taxes.
Why do you have a right to your money?
Because the
Because I earned it. Because I spent the time and we just did.
And so did I.
Except for you're earning your money off of...
All right, I don't have time to play it all. Then they have a debate about how he doesn't have a right to his own money, and like a bunch of lobotomized chickens hopping around, the mindless union people go, I'll get your money, mine, 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 mine. And then the big defense contractor slides over, who does look like he's actually intelligent. He goes, well, I build something that's needed. I make more money. I'm a defense contractor. You still live off my money, pal. Get your hand out of my pocket. Oh, but America's good and the defense contractors are good. Yeah, the whole Pentagon system trying to take our guns. What always overthrows countries? Its own military. Wake up, pal. All of you make me sick. And in that clip, everything's illustrated. They're all on government payroll. Even the private sector ones. The union slugs, the defense contractor slug, who's a total hypocrite. You're a total sickening hypocrite. You're probably making $100,000, $200,000 a year. You got some union guy making $30,000 a year who wants to keep his benefits, and you're self-righteously in his face. Sure, he's a mindless, lobotomized fluoride head who probably can't even tie his shoelaces. He's so dumb, he thinks you don't have a right to your own money. You do have a right to your money if you earned it in the free market, pal, not out of my pocket with tax money. So who's more guilty? But it's exactly what Michael Moore's doing. Do you understand it? He works for the banksters, sicking this giant horde of people that are about to have their jobs cut or lose their jobs or have their pay cut. They're out there chanting, it's our money, take the middle class's money, they're rich. And they're going to come destroy what's left of the middle class. This is what happens when you have a giant domesticated mob on government payroll. When you have a democracy that Michael Slug Moore calls for, 51% vote to take your property. And then when things break down under a communist system, the commissars then put you in forced labor. Because you're lazy. You need to now work for the greater state. Visit Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. When you're on the site, you can also tune in 24 hours a day to my daily radio broadcast. There's also a free iPhone app to listen to the syndicated radio show when and where you want.